Mel Kiper Jr.'s first mock draft of the season is out. Let's talk about it. All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus, and it is draft season, and nothing really signals draft season like Mel Kiper Jr.'s first mock draft of the year. We're going to talk about who he picked for the Vikings in that one in just a minute. Before we do, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the vids. Also, hit up our partner on Twitter. That's Badass Woodart. Fantastic Woodart. We're going to be giving away a couple of their products at the end of the year and end of the month here. It's a skull sign and also Minnesota Vikings bottle opener. That's Badass Woodart. Hashtag badass in the comments. And guys, Valentine's Day is coming up, so why not get that significant other something real special by shopping below in the links we have for some sweet ass Vikings gear, guaranteed to get you laid on Valentine's Day. All right, let's talk about Mel Kiper Jr.'s first ever mock draft of 2023. I'm just going to right to the Vikings pick. He's the Vikings taking cornerback from Mississippi State, Emmanuel Forbes. Before we talk about Emmanuel and what Kiper says about him, let's just talk about the position he chose to address. Cornerback, definitely one of the Vikings' biggest needs this year. And you hate to say it because it seems like we draft a corner early every single year. But look at what's going to be on the shelf next year at the cornerback cupboard. Cam Dantzler, Caleb Evans, Andrew Booth Jr. Right now, the only guys under contract, all young. You got Booth and a Caleb Evans who barely played last year. And then Cam Dantzler, who was also injured a bunch last year and has had, an up and down career so far. So maybe they bring back Patrick Peterson, but we don't know. Corner will definitely be an area the Vikings will look at early in this draft. So let's talk about Emmanuel Forbes a little bit. Kiper goes on to say that, Andrew Booth Jr. played in just 6 games. Hossein was hurt, and we don't know if Peterson will be back. So he kind of makes the case for taking a corner here, which we all just talked about. So what does he say about Emmanuel Forbes? He says Forbes was an interception magnet for the Bulldogs. He had 14 interceptions over 3 seasons, including 6 in 2022. He did give up a few big plays, but he has tremendous potential as a cover corner. And Emmanuel Forbes is a guy I've seen not just in this mock draft, a couple others being linked to the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know if it's maybe too early to say he's this year's Trent McDuffie, which was a popular pick in January and February for the Vikings last year. But let's look at Emmanuel Forbes as a player. He's 6 foot, 180 pounds. Mississippi State means he is SEC battle tested. You got to love that. Looks like he played in 35 career games. He had 94 career tackles. 150 career tackles, 6.5 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, and that eye-popping 14 interceptions, which is absolutely huge. And I love that about Emmanuel Forbes. Vikings secondary needs a playmaker. We need a ball hawk. Let's get this guy and, let's get some damn turnovers here. Maybe start blowing teams away instead of, sweating these things out to the end. And how you blow teams away, you get turnovers and you score off those turnovers. So Emmanuel Forbes, would he be my first pick? I mean, I really, to be honest, need to do more studying, but there's other names available that I would look at as well. I mean, you got to look at a linebacker, defensive tackle, wide receiver should be in the mix. Those are the positions I think they consider. Kiper did decide to go with cornerback in this first one. We'll see what he decides to do later. Obviously, free agency and where the Vikings go in that will change this thing over time. But Emmanuel Forbes, a name to get familiar with because definitely it's not just Kiper mocking him to the Vikings, but a lot of other sites have as well. All right, let us know what you think of Emmanuel Forbes. Would you like this pick? Do you hate this pick? Do you want us to go in a different position altogether? Let us know. And also remember to keep your skull in your hole.